Hey, this is Chris Hamrick. You're listening to Wolfie D, live and in living color.
Hey, this is Jimmy Street, host of the Live and in Color with Wolfie D podcast. Hear the life and times of professional wrestler Wolfie D. From his time in the territories with PG-13 to his time in WWE, ECW, WCW, TNA, and more. Nothing is off limits and nothing will be held back. Thanks again for tuning in. Here he is, Wolfie D.
Welcome once again to Live and in Color with Wolfie D and my man Jimmy across the street and the COVID edition. Jimmy, I got the COVID. You know, I had a good run. And,
you did?
Yeah, I did, man. I only got one shot, man. And I was, honestly, I didn't even want it, but I was told that I had to have it a few years back to go to New York and do a convention. And oh, you can't get on a plane, or you can't go to this and whatever. So me and Michelle went and both got one jab. Didn't even get the follow-up jab. So yeah, that's all I had. But anyway, I had it run, and they told me I got it, and hey, it's fun. I got a cold.
Yeah.
And my voice sounds like shit.
Yeah, I've had it once, and it seemed like, it's funny because you text me, you're like, bro, I got COVID. I was like, isn't that over? I thought that was over with.
Yeah, is that even a thing anymore?
It's COVID 20 now. It's not even 19.
Yeah, that's what they call the flu, or it don't even feel like the flu, actually.
Yeah, it doesn't. You're right. It's weird. It's like a cold. Yeah.
Cold 2024 is called COVID. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. And I mean, God bless, everything that happened back then, and
Absolutely.
all the hundreds of thousands of people that died and all this kind of stuff. But I got the China flu.
The China flu. It's better than any other flu. I solved it. It was perfect. And then Sleepy Joe came in and ruined everything.
Yeah. So I got the China flu and whatever. I'm all right.
You're all right. You're gonna live. That's the important part.
I mean, I might not, but we'll never know.
You will never know. We would know, but come on, man. All right.
Things happen.
Things do happen. You're right.
Mommy's back.
Mommy, Rhea Ripley is back. I thought you would be happy about that. So
I actually watched Raw just to see Mommy come back. And that was awesome.
Yeah. She came back. She's gonna fix old Dominic Mysterio up. She's gonna get him straightened up.
I love the way they're doing stuff, man. I really do, man.
Yeah.
I love the way WWE is doing stuff now. It's kind of going back old school. It really is, and I love the way they're doing stuff. But Mom's back, so that made me happy.
So what's funny is I've actually heard that there is a man
time too. I'm good with TV time.
Tiffy time, okay.
Tiffy and Mommy, and
Tiffy time and Mommy's back. But I've heard that
like women's wrestling anymore.
Okay, well, hey, you're a big fan, man. But I've heard that they have made it to where they want every single.
The COVID's making me like women's wrestling.
Okay, I'm going to get this point out. They have made it to where every single minute is supposed to be entertaining. That's what that's the mandate in WWE right now. Meaning there's no downtime. You're always seeing something. It's supposed to have keep you tuned to the, Raw or SmackDown or whatever. So we'll see how that goes. But
and they also got the 3-minute things coming up, 3-minute match time limits coming up on something.
On X, yeah. So you can go over to @LiveWolfieD, and while you're there, you can watch WWE Speed, which is like their show.
Speed, right? Okay, yeah. And I'm not sure how much of a fan I'll be of that. I mean, it's whatever, man. But I guess they're just trying to appeal to everybody, and I guess that's what wrestling is.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's got a little something for everybody, and that's something that I think every one of us are going to have to understand eventually is wrestling is for everyone. Not every wrestling is for me. Let's just say that. We'll go with that.
That could be a slogan, Jimmy. Not every wrestling is for me.
Yeah. Wrestling is for everyone, but not every wrestling is for me. Yeah.
That sounds good.
Trademark 2024, live and in color.
Well, hey, we found out they're selling their shit on eBay.
They are. So yeah. Here's the thing. Let me clear this up. So I was Googling some things the other night, looking to go just to see where our shirts are, and all of a sudden I noticed that 4 or 5 of our shirts, and it seems like the more recent stuff, has shown up on eBay. Now, you can go on eBay and you will end up paying a lot more for a bootleg version of one of our Pro Wrestling Tees shirts than you can get it through Pro Wrestling Tees. So the only place to get official Live and in Color with Wolfie D merchandise is through Pro Wrestling Tees. That is the only official place. We do not sell our shirts on eBay. If you see them, they're from India, Pakistan, somewhere down in that area of the world. And, it's just whatever. But I've noticed that there's 1,000 of them. So I'm thinking that Pro Wrestling Tees has been hacked or something. So,
yeah. Well, everybody's hacked, I guess.
We all are hacked, man,
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. All right, brother.
Speaking of hacked, what about Hamrick?
He's hacked. He's been hacked. He's a hack.
Oh, he's funny, man. Golly. I can't wait to talk. He's not a hack.
He is a hack.
He's not.
I told you, we got a love-hate relationship. He's a total hack.
Yeah, okay. Well,
when you listen to him, you'll see he's a total hack.
All right. Well, I say let's go ahead and do that. What do you say?
Let's hack him on the line.
We'll be right back with Chris Hamrick on Live and in Color with Wolfie D.
O que acende a sua vontade de começar algo? Tem uma faísca em você que te chama para empreender, investir, dar novos rumos para sua vida. E para todos os seus começos, você pode contar com Santander Select. Um banco mais pessoal, mais próximo, mais humano. Um time de especialistas com olhar atento para cada momento da sua vida. Porque você sabe, só quem já deu muitos passos está pronto para continuar começando. Santander Select. Começa em você, começa agora.
Desculpa a interrupção do meio tempo, mas só passei rapidinho pra te lembrar que Conmebol Copa América 2024 e a UEFA Euro 2024 já estão disponíveis no EA Sports FC Mobile. Não perca tempo, vem participar desses eventos e vivenciar o melhor do futebol. Viva a emoção do verdadeiro futebol e escreva um novo capítulo nas histórias dos seus jogadores favoritos e todos os times participantes. EA Sports FC Mobile, o jogo de todo mundo no seu bolso. Participe e jogue agora. Inclui compras opcionais dentro do jogo, inclui itens aleatórios.
Hey folks, to get your official Live and in Color with Wolfie D merchandise, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Live Wolfie D. Check it out.
If you're listening to Live and in Color with Wolfie D on Apple Podcast and like what you're hearing, go ahead and leave a 5-star rating. And while you're at it, write a review. Tell us what you liked. Tell us what you'd like to hear in the future. It's very important to us and always appreciated. Thanks again.
Hello, somebody say something about you calling wildfire. What do you want?
No, I must have the wrong number.
Yeah, no shit.
Hey man, you're in the other Moore. Well, I think there's even another Mooresville, but anyway, I'm in Mooresville and you're in Mooresboro. Is that where you are?
Yeah.
Cool, man. I know we're like an hour and a half away or something, but anyway, I'm not stalking you or anything, man. So
you're in Mooresville, North Carolina?
Yes, sir. Just
ain't that where the fucking Dale Earnhardt Drive is or whatever?
Dude, I am like a mile from there. I could walk there.
Okay, so I was a heel up there one night, and I wore a Jeff Gordon coat to the ring.
Oh, my
God. And I said, hey, I heard y'all have a Dale Earnhardt Drive, and I heard it comes to a dead end.
Oh, jeez. That is heat. Oh, man, that is heat.
Hey, all right. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right, folks, we're back. And once again, you survived that break, and we sure appreciate you sticking around because we got another one of my buddies, a blast from the past. My man, Chris Hamrick. He's going to be a smart-ass son of a bitch this whole time and probably tell you some entertaining stories and crack some crazy one-liners. And, man, I just can't wait for you to share with the people your sense of humor, Chris.
Sir, I can't believe that you are trying to spread fabricated tales on me. I do not cuss. I go to church. I'm a regular Christian, and I appreciate the lies and the. Okay, I'm an asshole. I'll give you that.
Asshole's going to.
Hey, Ricky Morton told somebody one time, he goes, if Chris Hamrick keep his fucking mouth shut, he'd make $1 million. Well, that fucking obviously never happened.
So how you doing, man? What's going on?
I'm good, dog.
Yeah?
Helping a promotion up here in North Carolina, HWA. I'm helping with the booking, and I just get to sit there and watch matches and get paid for it. So I'm cool with it.
That's good to know, man. Are you still in the ring?
Every now and then.
Yeah. What are you, like 70?
Because, I mean, if you do it every fucking week, you're just another guy. But if you do it every now and then, you're kind of an attraction. So
featured attraction. Right. Yeah.
And plus, it don't hurt this fucking much. When did this shit start hurting? Is what I want to know.
For me, it's been a while. I just said, fuck it. Can't do it no more. And plus, the doctor tells me not to. So I take the advice.
Your doctor's pussy, but whatever. So
maybe I'm the pussy. It might not be the doctor.
Well, you know what? I was going to say that, but I don't want to be rude because people know I'm a nice guy. So I'll just agree with you.
Church-going asshole.
I'll agree with you just because my mom taught me not to argue with people. So we'll go with that, pussy.
Right. So why don't you elaborate with the folks that don't know what got you into business, man? What made you want to be a wrestler? And I know it was Ricky Morton, right? He's the one. He's your favorite. You love him, and he trained you and all that, right?
Ricky's my second favorite wrestler.
Oh. I'm your first.
No, you know who's my first? Fucking everybody else. Well, we went to wrestling as a family thing because I lived in North Carolina, and we went to Spartanburg every Saturday, and we went to Greenville every Monday, and that was our family time. Amen. And dude, Flair was there, and it was before the Nature Boy. He was different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I took an instant liking to him, and he's a fucking embarrassment now, but still, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he's the reason that I got into it. And then my dad bought me a ring for my 19th birthday or whatever. And I could do the shit, but it was Ricky that when I met him later on, that taught me the psychology and when to do shit, when not to do shit, when to listen to people, and
Yeah. So you say you just in your ring, you kind of self-taught yourself how to take the bumps, basically.
Yeah, like I could actually watch something on TV and go outside in the yard and do it in my ring. And like I remember the first time I saw Ryan Pillman do a springboard. I went, holy fuck, that's cool. So I went out and tried it, busted my ass, got back up and tried it again, and then I was doing it.
Right. Yeah, I had some friends that
You ain't got no friends. Stop lying. Go ahead.
I used to. But we would just go out in the yard. We didn't have a ring, but we'd go out in the yard and try to do stuff. And then I had this, I've told this story a couple of times, but I had a stuffed rat. And now,
dude, I had a big stuffed teddy bear.
But think about the irony. A rat. I had a rat that I used to
rat.
wrestle around.
Can't call them rats anymore. Even if they do rat shit, you can't call them rats anymore.
No, can't do it. Terrible, ain't it?
So fucking stupid.
So, all right. So you meet Ricky and you start riding around with him?
Yeah, dude. I remember I went on a first trip with him from fucking Charlotte to Baltimore. And the whole week, I'm like, dude, I'm riding with Ricky Morton. I'm riding with Ricky Morton, right? Like an hour into the trip, I'm like, the fuck was I thinking? I wish this son bitch would shut the fuck up. I even had like I was asleep and the motherfucker still talking. I'm like, fuck. But yeah, I love me some Ricky Morton. And here's the thing that I respect about Ricky is he sold out every fucking major arena in the world. Boom. And as long as you treat him with respect, he treats you with respect. You know what I'm saying? And that's just cool as fuck.
Yeah, for
sure. So if I sold out an Armory, you'd have to make an appointment to talk to me. So fuck off.
Yeah, man. Ricky's good people, man. He really is.
Wolfie, I'm gonna ask you something, and I bet you do not remember. And I do
show.
not. It was somewhere in North Carolina.
You don't get.
It was somewhere. Shut the fuck up. No, I didn't even cuss before I came on here. So. I forget where it was, but you and Doug was on the show. It might have been Brian Christopher too. We were all on the show together, right? And I said, Wolfie, I need your number, blah, blah, something. And you gave me your number, right? So probably 10 minutes later, I start dialing your phone, and when you answer, I'd hang up. And then, like, when you would call back, I would let it ring and then not go to voicemail, but then I would hang up again. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? He's like, man, some 828 number keeps fucking calling me. I'm like, I don't know. And I just kept fucking doing it. And finally, I told you, I was like, it's me, you stupid fuck. He's like,
how long ago was this?
Oh, it's been a while.
Because did we have cell phones back then, or is this some kind of bullshit story?
No, we had so. I'm not saying it's a fucking rock ages, bitch. Fuck.
Hey, there's been. I mean, I've known you since we didn't have cell phones. Come on now.
I didn't realize that we worked Music City Wrestling together.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I think about, man. Sometimes is I actually looked at a picture of somebody the other day, and they were sitting in the dressing room, playing cards or this, that, and other. Man, can you imagine some of these kids today would lose their minds sitting in the dressing room? All the shit that we had to do to take up time because we didn't have cell phones and stuff. I wish I would have had
kids today would get their fucking ass handed to them. That's what would happen today.
Well, that too.
Could you imagine these motherfuckers sitting in a lock? Go ahead, it's your fucking show.
I said, I'm just talking about the boredom, just coming up with shit to do. That's why everybody ribbed each other so much and fucked with each other. Yeah, but there's nothing else.
Could you imagine these fuckers sitting in a locker room with Wahoo McDaniel, Johnny Valentine, Greg Valentine? They damn sure wouldn't be doing the shit that they do today.
Yeah, that's God. For sure. Yeah. So riding around with Ricky and stuff. So what's kind of like the best rib and shit you ever seen with Ricky?
Oh man, he don't do a lot of ribs. I seen him get mad one night. We stopped at a store. I'll tell you a rib. So we're wrestling each other one night. And he goes to pin me with a sunset flip, and I fart right in his face. I laughed all the way home. He's like, "It's funny, ain't it?" Ricky is funny as shit. So we stop at this old gas station, and people start recognizing Ricky, and they get his autograph and shit. And they ask this old lady behind the grill, "Is like, do you want his autograph?" She goes, "I don't want that shit. It's fake." Boy, Ricky slammed that pen down, looked at that bitch. He goes, "Yeah, but it beats the fuck out of frying French fries for a damn living," and walked out.
Oh man.
That's brutal. Babyface Ricky there out the window. She's fired.
But yeah, the last 3 times I wrestled Ricky, he went to pin me. I farted on him. He's like, "Chris, you gonna quit shitting on me?" I'm like, "You think it all the fuck you want to, but you're wrong." I said, "You're going over. What else do you want, Ricky? Fuck."
So, how'd you get the call up to ECW and stuff?
Kid Cash, Davey.
That's right. I was gonna say, I thought you and him were pretty cool, right?
Yeah, we clicked from the beginning, dude. And so let me tell you a funny story. Is he's always telling me he was going to ECW and bullshit. And he sat there and called me one day, and he's like, "Man, I went to ECW, and I'm rolling my eyes like, "Yeah, cool, hell yeah, you go, boy." And then like when he hung up, I'm like, "Oh, fucking liar." And then a friend of mine called and said, "Hey, did you hear that Cash went to ECW or Jericho went to ECW?" I went, "You're lying." He goes, "No." I went, "Oh fuck." And then Cash told me, he's like, "I'm gonna get you a tryout." He said, "You and Jason would be the only 2 that I'd get a tryout," which was easy money. And sure enough, he got us to try out, and we went and we worked that night that we got to try out, and then we were there ever since.
That's awesome.
And so is that where, and I know we're kind of skipping around, where did you come up with that bump? That everybody knows the bump that you did. I guess
the Chris Hamrick bump.
Yeah, the Chris Hamrick bump. Yeah,
the Chris Hamrick bump. The one, I guess, I don't know if it was Owen or Sean Waltman that you did it with first on WWF. That was the one that I've seen the most. Was that the first time, or did you come up with?
No. I did it at an indie show one day, and I used to do the thing to where they would move, and I would hit the bottom or the middle rope and bounce back, right?
Yeah.
And I just overshot it, and when I hit the floor, the people just went fucking dead silent, and I'm sitting there like moving a little bit in my back, and I go, "Oh shit, I'm on to something here." And I swear to God, I can't remember how I did it again the second time because I must have been scared to death. But then when I went to WWF, I was working Tatanka, and I told him I wanted to do it, and he's like, "Yeah." And so we did it then, and then and this is no lie, but Vince McMahon came up and told us, he said, "Hey, we showed it again in slow motion. We've never done that." And then fucking 6 months later, you got double feature.
Yeah.
Nice.
So how'd you do it without killing yourself?
I've never been hurt doing it, dude.
Wow.
I've never been hurt doing that bump, and I've done it fucking numerous times.
Was you kind of?
But I brought it back. I brought it back when I did ECW. I was like, well, they hadn't seen it. Let's give it them a little taste.
Well, yeah, you could do that back then because not everything was on the internet. You could take things different places. That was great. You can take.
I did it a year ago for GCW.
Well, they probably had seen it, but at least kind of the marks now, they're kind of like, they appreciate it. It's like, oh, yeah.
No, you still got motherfuckers going, oh, it's a bot. She didn't mean to do that. Look, you can see Owen looking like, oh, he fucked up. Motherfucker, it's called the Chris Hamrick bot.
I can't stand it, that word. That's another thing. I was thinking that the other day, reading some stuff. Oh, they botched. God, I hate that word. And it's like a new, I've never heard that. I don't know about you, but maybe you heard it in the business. I never heard that in the business. It was always just, man, you missed the spot. You fucked up. You did, I never heard anybody go, you botched that, kid. No, I never heard that. I don't know about you, but it gets on my nerves. Botched.
It's just stupid. It's stupid fucking people thinking that they know every fucking thing there is about our business that don't know a fucking thing.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, there's a whole channel called Botchamania that does, it's crazy.
I don't understand how people can't think that people are going to fuck up. We go out live, you've got one fucking take, you've got 3 fucking ropes. Something's going to happen every now and then, I mean, fuck. When they fucking miss a football pass, you don't hear you fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. In football, it's oh God, it hit his hands. You get paid to catch that.
Right. Fuck football, it's fake.
It might be. Everything else is politics, the world.
But the thing I was thinking about this the other day, and I think me and you were talking about it, how ECW, had the hardcore, everything was hardcore bullshit. Yeah. I never got stiff one time there, dude.
No, that's what I tell people. I don't even think I got hit with a chair.
Well, I got hit with chairs, but I didn't. I mean, but your adrenaline's so damn high that you don't feel it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that wasn't my job there. That was other guys' job to do that.
Well, mine was to take fucking shit from New Jack. I didn't mind it because I damn sure wasn't going to tell him no.
Yeah. That's one of your boys, right?
Yes, sir. That was my boy. My man. Yeah. Well, he actually helped me get my job in ECW too. Cash got me to try out, but then so you know the way it works. You had to come in, you got dressed, you worked out, and you stayed dressed. And if somebody picked you, you got to work. If not, you just wasted a trip, right?
Yeah.
So we're in there working out one night, and I hear everybody go, uh-oh. And I went, oh, what? And I see New Jack's taking his earrings out. And I went, oh, hell. He's like, man, I've been dying to work this motherfucker. And he comes in, he shoots in, he gives me a back drop, arm drag, body slam, and a drop kick. And you could hear jaws hit the fucking floor. And Jack told me, he said, the reason I did that is because that's going to take you from one level to another level in one night. He said, I've never been in the ring during a workout. And sure enough, Tommy come up and he goes, hey, Jack, since you like this guy so much, you want to run in and beat his ass after his match? Jack like, yep. And that's where it started.
That's cool, man. That's cool of him to throw you that bone like that, And that is the way.
Well, see, I worked him his very first time in Smoky Mountain. Yeah. And I put him over like $1 million, dude, and he never forgot that. For people to say that he didn't respect anything, they just don't know him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he helped me so many times.
I always got along with him, and TNA had good matches with him. I don't think I ever worked him in ECW, but TNA I worked him a little bit when they did the kind of like ECW guys invaded, and we worked a bunch of them there. But yeah, we had good matches there and stuff. But yeah, he me and you had this talk the other day. I'd like to share it with the listeners and share it with Jimmy. And like I said, now personal level and me working with him, great. But you asked me the question, do you what do you think of him and whatnot? And I just said, well, I just think, fuck. I mean, some things you went overboard a little bit and you kind of defended it. So you just share with everybody your thoughts on Jack and when you think he was justified in doing some of that crazy shit that he did to some of the people.
Okay, so when he stabbed the guy, right? You got a big guy that he's never met before, and he's got him back against the ropes. Okay, so if this guy was to fuck New Jack up, he goes to the top of the list in one night. He beat New Jack. You know what I'm saying? Right. So Jack did what he did to get this big motherfucker off of him. He stabbed him. I mean, he didn't really have to stab him 14 times, I don't guess. But, he also still, he's defending himself.
Yeah.
He told the guy he kept, like, do something. And he just kept, I guess he froze up or whatever. And, I mean, like, guys, you would be so surprised how many people would come up and just so fucking stupid to Jack. And Jack would be like, Chris, we in a 3-way now. I went, okay, sure. Cool. I ain't got to take the shit. And then with the Gypsy Joe thing, if you watch the match, you can see that he is actually trying to work with Gypsy Joe at the first, and then Gypsy Joe quits selling for him and hits him in the face, and Jack just goes off and beats the fuck out of him.
Yeah, and see, Jimmy can help me on this. There was a bag of pot or something.
Right,
Jimmy, jump in on this one.
So, good friend of the show, fellow wrestler, Mean Mike Woods. He had a side hustle, maybe of supplying some, green to the team, I guess we could say. And I guess there was something about the promoter, Mike Porter, had gotten a $30 bag of weed for Joe, and it was not very good. So Joe said, "I'm not going to pay you for that garbage." And so Porter, do you know Mike Porter, Chris?
I don't think I do.
He was a
promoter,
kind of a scummy Nashville indie promoter. And anyway,
yeah, that narrows it down.
Yeah, great point. But anyway, so $30 bag of weed. Joe says, "No, I ain't paying for it." And I can hear Mike. I work for Mike some. I can hear Mike gassing up Jack and saying, Jack, old Joe, he's a tough old bastard. I can hear him.
Right.
And Joe, is known to not sell stuff, right? I mean,
right.
He trained Wolfie, so.
Yeah. And so I think there just was a lot of outside factors. And
probably so, but Jack's the one that takes the heat for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You're right. You're exactly right.
To me, that's not right. And the thing with Grimes, okay? He told Grimes at the ECW pay-per-view, he said, go out and make sure that, the platform or whatever's good. And Grimes lied and didn't go and told Jack that he did. And then when he got up there, he fucking froze. He said, "Jack, can't go. Jack's like, motherfucker, this pay-per-view. Let's go. Count 3. And Jack pulled him off, and Grimes landed right on the side of his face. So they go to SPW, and they start working each other, and they build up for the fucking scaffold match. And Jack called me in his room when I got there. He said, "Now that I get my revenge." I went, "Wait a minute, you've been working with this motherfucker, regular matches, having good matches, all this time just so you get this night?" And he goes, "Yep." "You're a distant motherfucker. I hope I'd never piss you off. I'll quit the business if I do." And then he showed me the taser. He said, "I ain't letting it up till the batteries go dead." I'm like, "All right, you be you, dog." And that's what it was. I mean, he lost half of his sight because of Grimes lying.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think it justifies him trying to kill him off the scaffold, but Jack was Jack, dude. Like I'm the only one in America that could call and say, "Hey, what's up, sissy britches?" So he just started laughing. Like I told him one time, I said, "Jack, I got an idea. We're going to make so much money." He said, "What you got?" I said, "You know how you're New Jack, the hardcore gangster, right?" I said, "Yep." I said, "I get a camouflage dress. I'm New Jill, the hardcore transvestite." I said, "We be New Jack and New Jill." He goes, "Chris, if you ever say that to me again, I'll stab you." I went, "All right, think about it. Let me know."
Jesus.
But yeah, he was my boy. I love that guy to death. He was one of the funniest motherfuckers in the business.
Yeah, he really was funny. But yeah, like I said,
God,
he was hilarious. He was a good dude. And I know him and Jamie got along, which was the oddest of couples.
No, I can see them getting along.
Chris, do you and Jamie get along? I'm just curious. I can't imagine you two are like a comedy show, I would imagine.
I've wrestled him twice in Tennessee, and yeah, we get along great.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's scared of me. If we're really going to call it like it is, I think he's scared of me. I won't deny that. But yeah, we get along great. I love Jamie.
Man, I would love to take a car trip with you two guys. I would probably die from laughter, though.
You'd shoot yourself in the head when you were done. I promise you. You know how many
people, you would have so much fun. Oh my God.
You know how many people I've heard say, "Man, I had a road trip with Jamie, and I wanted to, and then after it was over, I was just like, oh my God." I turned around. Who was it that told me? They turned around and we looked, and he was in the back seat in his underwear, and then he was telling us turn here and turn there, and all of a sudden we're in the hood and all this kind of shit. It was like, believe me, I know. But Chris, you have beat me up enough for this little bit here. I'm rolling. Hot tag, Jimmy.
All right, hot tag. Can you bump and feed for me one time, even though I'm a jabroni?
No.
All right. That's what I needed to hear. All right. So Salem, Virginia at the Salem Civic Center, October 12th, 2000 is the first time that I can remember seeing you wrestle in person, Chris. And you wrestled Nova that night. And it was kind of as ECW had kind of come back and was running, house.
That was the John Boy and Billy show.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I was so over. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
You were over, super over. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm wearing the Confederate flag in the South, so there you go. Right. Yeah, I do remember that match.
Yeah.
John Boy and Billy, sure do.
Yeah, it was a great match and great time. And it was the first time I got to see ECW in person, and it lived up to all the hype that I'd wanted it to. And I had to say that because it was a great match, man. Y'all had a great match. You and Nova.
Me and Nova, we clicked together. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can tell.
There's a lot of guys in ECW that you just fucking click with. But yeah, it was me and Nova were good. Me and Tommy Dreamer, even though he's fat. And me and New Jack. Dude, I'd rather wrestle New Jack than anybody on the ECW roster as far as, think of it this way. It's fucking 15 minutes of selling, no spots, getting color. He gets color, doing a few more shit. There's no spots to remember. It's not like working Kick Cash where like, okay, we're going to do this. And then you get in the ring and Cash looks at me like, what are we going to do? I'm like, I don't know. How about the fucking match we called in the back? He's like, okay, cool. What was it? And I'm like, oh my God.
Man, but the one thing I remember about that night is after everything was over, me and my buddies, we go to Denny's, right? And we're in Denny's, and all of a sudden we see gigantic Rhino standing at the payphone, and my buddy walks up to him, and he's like, he's going to talk to him while he's on the damn payphone with his family, and Rhino looks at him like he's going to kill him, and I was like, yeah, that was an idiotic move, man. You shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, people don't use common sense, Yeah. I mean, like, if you see a wrestler getting off the plane at fucking 5:30 in the morning, don't run up massive autographs, pictures, and shit like that. They want to either get to the next town or get home. Have some respect. Go to the fucking show, cheapo.
Yeah.
Get it there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're exactly right.
Let's take a quick time out and get a word from one of my dope-ass sponsors, and we'll be right back with more Live and in Color with Wolfie D.
Precisa ferir a pressão, medir a glicemia ou tomar uma vacina? Na Drogazil tem exames, testes e calendário vacinal completo. E o que é melhor, tem sempre uma Drogazil aí perto de você. É fácil, prático e rápido. Dá para ir entre uma música e outra. Procure nossos farmacêuticos. Quanto mais você conhece o que a gente faz na Drogazil, mais você se cuida.
Hey folks, this is Wolfie D here, and if you are looking to buy or sell a home in Tennessee or Southern Kentucky, you're going to want to call my buddy, the rock star realtor, Benji Bowie. And you say, Wolfie, how do I get in touch with this rock star? Well, you can call him directly at 615-390-8216. You can go to his website, bowiehomes.com. That's B-U-I-E homes.com. Or you can email him at benbowie34@gmail.com. When you need a home, you need the Rockstar Realtor.
Benji is a member of Exit Realty's Garden Gate team in Gallatin, Tennessee. In talking about that last answer there, you brought up another thing that I wanted to ask real quick. Is wrestling the only place you cannot be canceled for using the Confederate flag? You, Tracy Smothers, so many, the Freebirds. I mean, I know that was a different time for the Freebirds, but still, it felt like that. It's almost, you can't, it's like the Dukes of Hazzard or something, you can't.
They canceled that.
Dude, it's like.
They did, actually. You're right. Yeah.
It's so fucking stupid because, like when I got the Confederate flag, so here's how I got the Confederate flag. We were in ECW and Simon Diamond told me, he goes, Hamrick, you need something that says you're from the South, and they need to be able to see it from the back row from the front row. And so I just have to look in the Confederate flag, instead of stars, I put my name, and it fit perfect. And I went, well, fuck, there we go. And then, it's just fucking stupid. Like, I hate it. I fucking hate it. Now I know why heels can't be heels, because you can't do anything to fucking upset the fans and hurt their feelings.
Right.
Yeah.
So fucking stupid, dude.
Well,
they took over wrestling.
I've been saying this for a while now. This in the, I guess, since about the 90s, really, mid 90s. It's hard to be a heel when the fans know you're trying to be a heel. I can't make you mad if you know that I'm trying to make you mad. You see what I'm saying? It's very hard to do that when they know that's your job.
It's so stupid because now everybody knows it's a fucking work.
Yeah.
And you can't do shit. You know, back in the day, man, nobody knew, and we had such a fucking blast, dude.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, for sure.
Man.
And now everybody gets hurt knowing that it's fake. More wrestlers get hurt than they did when fucking people thought it was real.
You ain't lying.
And the thing about it is you talk to these young guys now, and they just thought it goes in one ear and out the other. So I can know who I can talk to and who I can't.
That's awesome.
And
I've been on this thing before of it's society in general. You can't tell a kid nothing. Right. Young folks know everything, but they don't know anything at the same time. They can't prepare a meal, but you know they can do all the other things they can do. I get, you know, whatever. That's for a different podcast, I think.
I want to hear about some stories tagging with Tracy Smothers, man.
Oh, dude, so I'll tell you the funniest one. I don't know. He was hanging with some fucking indie guy. And I guess the guy told him that I tried to hurt him one time or something, which is a fucking lie because I've never hurt anybody in this business other than, I don't know if you ever seen where I do the tombstone sit-down pile driver flipping bullshit. Mm-hmm. Anyway, the only two that I've ever heard is like, I told him, I said, hey, we need to walk through this so I can show you where to grab me. I got it. I went, okay. So, and they didn't know where to grab me, and they grabbed me too low and the fucking head hit. I'm sorry. I tried to tell you, and you didn't want to do it, so fuck it. So anyway, he got mad and he called me one night and I didn't answer and he cussed me out on my voicemail, right? He's like, you're a piece of shit. You just worry about getting your shit in. You don't care about the fucking show. You don't care about the match. And I'm like, what the fuck? I don't want Tracy mad at me. Well, anyway, like a month later, we're scheduled to work each other in a tag match. So we're teaming up against the Heartbreakers. And so when I get there, I tell the promoter, I said, look, I said, you pay me now. If Tracy comes in and says one word to me, I'm leaving because I'm not going to be known in the locker room getting my ass whipped by Tracy Smothers. Not happening. So I got my money. And when I saw Tracy walk in, he was walking with two guys. He goes, excuse me, dude, hold on 1 second. And he came over to me. He goes, man, I have no words, Chris. I can't apologize enough. I went, okay, because you're not about to shoot on that ass, right, Tracy? Oh, I was so relieved. Holy shit.
Who was the dude?
I don't remember. It's some indie no fucking body.
Okay.
And I guess he just fooled Tracy's head full of fucking lies and shit. And then I remember one night we were working a double shot, right? And so it's like it was a Saturday night and Sunday night. And I asked Tracy, I said, okay, so we were baby faces. And he goes, who's going to take the heat? I went, well, I don't know. Who you want to take the heat? He goes, well, you take it tonight and I'll take it tomorrow night. And okay. So after the match, I got to think about, hey, bitch, we're heels tomorrow night. And he goes, yeah, I know. And I'm like, you motherfucker. So, and then we were at a SPW something one day, and it's early in the morning. He's drinking this protein shakes and all that bullshit, right? He's got his stretchy things. I'm sitting there eating a fucking cream-filled chocolate donut, and he just looks at me and goes, you don't work out, do you? I went, nope. He goes, you don't stretch? I went, nope. He goes, you don't blow up? I went, not a lot. He goes, I fucking hate you. He said, I got stretch just to put up my boots.
Yeah. It is Tracy. Out of box.
Well, right the way it started is SPW was going to team me and, I don't remember his name. But he did like a Confederate gimmick or something. And I was on the show with Tracy. And I asked him, I said, Tracy, I said, do you have heat with SPW? He goes, no, man, they love me up there. So I called Kevin Clymer. I called, look, I know y'all want me to team this other guy. I'd rather do Tracy. I think, man, him would be good. So they brought Tracy and we started doing the Southern Comfort thing. But, dude, we were over everywhere we went. Holy fuck. We tried to be heels in England, me and Tracy and Steve Corino, and they just wasn't having it. They was not having it. They turned us babyface.
Huh.
Wow.
What do you think that was?
It's because we're so fucking cool, dog. What the fuck you mean you think what that was? Are you kidding me?
I mean, do you think it was the gimmick or just the work or they appreciated you?
Well, God, no, it definitely wasn't a gimmick. the fucking dance-offs. I hated those motherfuckers. And we had to do one every fucking show. And I'm like, oh my, and I would just stand there. When it comes time for me to dance, I would just stand there and I'm not doing this stupid shit. I'm like, fuck y'all. Don't know if it's because people knew us or what, but yeah, they would not boo us for shit, dude.
Yeah.
They turned all three of us babyface.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's funny you brought that up because I would love to hear more about that UK tour. Was it in 2003, roughly, I think?
Something like the first UK tour that I went on, Tracy wasn't there. I went for FWA.
Gotcha.
And it was for 10 days, and it was fun. Of course, so I'm sitting there watching Johnny Storm, Jody Flash, Doug Williams, probably somebody else work out in the ring, and I'm watching these motherfuckers just go. And I went, I'm not competing with that. So I went over there and I did the stupidest shit, the stupid Memphis shit that you'd ever seen, and it got over like $1 million.
Yeah,
right. They were writing in the promoter, steal his passport, don't let him go back.
Yeah, that's funny. They love Memphis over there, though. Seriously.
Oh my God, it was just. Dude, I would do a thing where the guy would give me a forearm. I go, come on, dude, hit me. He'd hit me again. Like, really? That's all you got? He'd hit me third time. I go, okay, that was pretty good. And start back. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the stupidest shit you'd ever seen. And they loved it.
Yeah. People give Memphis shit, man, but Memphis was good. And it worked.
I love Memphis wrestling.
Everywhere we went, man, we'd sprinkle in a little bit of Memphis with wherever we were, because every place has its own style and all that. But we just put a little bit of Memphis with it, and it fucking worked,
Well, I mean, there's room for a comedy thing on every show.
Right.
And it's like I've told the guys in England a lot. You can be funny as fuck, and then when it comes time to take the heat, be serious and really look like you're whooping somebody's ass, and it's good.
Right.
I said they forget all about the comedy then,
Yeah.
And I don't know that it has to be, per se comedy, but I mean, it's just I don't even know how to explain it or how to categorize it, but just. You don't have to go balls to the wall the whole match. And I mean, maybe you do now, maybe I'm out of touch. And I watch it. And what I see now, because recently I have been watching the WWE and not like religiously, but I watch the pay-per-view. And the damn, they're getting back to an older school style. I mean, even in tag matches, they're milking a fucking hot tag. I mean, just psychology's coming back, which is very refreshing. Thank God.
I don't know. I don't watch shit because it's fake. So you be you. That's right. That's fine. But, I mean, okay. So I'm about to become the biggest ECW heel ever for all the ECW fans. But and I'm being totally honest. If you think about it, babies and heels stop being babies and heels. When? What promotion?
ECW.
Tell me about it. You didn't have no heels and you didn't have no real heels and baby faces.
I would agree with that.
Yep.
Okay. The lack of selling because they could get up to take another move started where?
I give you that.
ECW.
I'll give you that. But also, I mean, a lot of that was going on in Mexico a long time ago.
Yeah, but ECW is the one that brought it here. They started all that shit. They started the lack of selling, and so you could get up and do fucking 95 moves in 10 minutes.
Okay. I'll give you.
And they stopped the babies and heels. And the fans did that because if you could work, and trust me, ECW fans could tell if you could fucking work by the time you walked out to the curtain. Yeah. And if you couldn't work, they're not going to sit there and fucking watch you. Yeah. But they also did away with, they're not going to boo the heels because if you can work, they're going to respect you. They may boo you, whatever, but as soon as you do something that they like, they're going to start cheering you, and then they start booing you again. They did away with babies and heels.
Yeah. Yeah.
It became more of a fucking competition.
I agree with that. But at the same time, I also think it was sort of a switch in a generational type of thing. If you notice, for instance, remember the Terminator, like the first one? Fucking Arnold was the heel in the movie, but he ended up being the baby face. I don't think they intended that for the movie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We as a society started loving the heel, and even in like the movies, we like the heel.
Jason, Freddy,
Yeah, we love the heels, but as before, we feared the heels, and now we, as a society, we started liking them. And I'm not going to say in wrestling that ECW didn't do that, but I think it was all just a society type thing. And wrestling in general, in my opinion, which probably doesn't hold water, has always followed society kind of with your angles and gimmicks and shit like that. A lot of it has come from what's going on in the world or shit like that. Do you feel me?
Right.
Yeah.
But it all started with ECW. I'm not lying.
I feel it.
No, you're right, man. You're
and
right.
I love ECW. Don't get me wrong. And I am so honored to be able to say that I work for ECW. But I'm just telling you, facts are facts, dude.
Yeah, no, I believe
that's where a lot of that shit started.
Yeah. And I was actually, while you were saying it, kind of wondering, okay, are you defending them, putting them over, or are you knocking at them for doing it?
I'm just saying that that's where a lot of it started. And then they just ran with it. They made it what it is now, you know? I mean, but it all started, if you think about it, a lot of it started with ECW.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we've made quite a point here today. I think we found something that no one in the world knew.
Well, you know, another point I want to make is, as I was doing research for you, Chris, I had never seen this match, and it's actually now one of my favorite matches I've seen, was watching you and Ricky work in Wildside, man. Dude, that match.
Oh, where he was heel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you were bumping, flying everywhere, man. It was a great match, man. Really, kudos on that.
Yeah, I carried him. Yeah, dude, I mean, think of all the matches that you've had and all the places you've been. I mean, I know a lot of guys just happy working at, you know, their hometown National Guard Armory every fucking month, and they're cool with that because they get to play wrestler. But I wanted more, you know. I wanted to see what was out there, and it was my own fault because until ECW, I never traveled outside the Mid-Atlantic states.
Mm-hmm.
If you would have told me that I was wrestling in Philadelphia, I'd be like, well, what's that, 4-day trip? Fuck, when shall I leave? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just that fucking ignorant to outside the Mid-Atlantic states. And, I mean, Ricky tried so long. He's like, dude, get your fucking name out there. Go out there and, you know, because then, you know, you didn't have YouTube, you didn't have the internet.
Right.
And I think the internet killed wrestling.
Yeah.
A lot of it. I mean, dude, why the fuck do you want to watch something if you know who's going to do the run-in? You know what I'm saying? That just kills it for me. Yeah. I mean, I don't watch WWE like fucking Wolfie, but still, I mean, you know, if you know John Cena's going to run in the main event, nobody's ever said it, and when it happens, you're like, oh, cool. It just, to me, you know, it kills it. It killed it, man.
It's just, there's so much, I think what it is there's so much competition for, not just in wrestling, like for them to watch other wrestling shows, and you can watch it at any time. I mean, you don't have to watch it when it comes on.
You can watch it the next day, a week later, fucking... Yeah, you can't watch it.
Not the urgency, but you'll know about it beforehand if you wait and all that kind of stuff. So I think some of the reason they let shit leak out is so that you will watch it to see it right then and things like that. There's so many variables. It could turn a bunch of people away too. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many variables, man. It's crazy. You know, why does wrestling, you know, not draw on a weekly basis like it used to? Well, there's fucking 4,000 other things you can do, and people don't even like to fucking leave their house to do them. You can get food brought to your house. You can have everything brought to your home. Who wants to fucking go out there in this crazy ass fucking world anymore? You know what I mean? Even though I'm not saying the wrestling doesn't draw still, because it does, but you know, it's just everything's so different now, man. So different. And all
right, that's like I used to be a big NASCAR fan.
Yeah.
And people would try to get me to go to the show, and I'm like, why the fuck would I go? I could sit at home, watch it on the couch in my underwear. I go piss, and I have to stand in line for 3 hours. My fucking guy wrecks. I turn the channel. I'm good.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's
$20, and you know.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'd rather, you know, I'm a huge fucking NFL fan, man, but I would much rather watch it at home than go to a game. Absolutely.
Yeah, fuck all them people, man. Fuck. I hate people. I really do. I fucking despise people. Just, oh my God.
Yeah.
And it's so bad, too, to be in wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
We loathe being in front of that many people and entertaining them, but we don't want to be a part of that crowd.
You know? No, after the show's over, go the fuck home. Leave me alone. Go fuck yourself. We're good. I got paid. You're happy. Go the fuck home. Fuck.
Yeah. Man, doing the research for this interview, I did go back and listen to your interview with Colt Cabana. And as you were talking near the end of that,
he did wrestling, did.
Well, anyway, it was a good interview, but near the end of it, you started talking about the New Breed. What are your ties to those guys?
Dude, I love the fucking New Breed. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Fucking Chris Champion and Sean Royal?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm watching wrestling. I'm a big mark. And at the time, I kind of favor Ricky Morton. Everybody thinks that I'm Ricky Morton because I've got the blonde hair, the spike bullshit. But and so we started going to shows. Me and the promoter starts going to shows, and I see the New Breed, and I'm like, holy fuck, those guys! And they stood out because they were fucking different.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like they did fucking great drop kicks. They did cool moves. The hairstyles were different. They just stood out, and I was like, they are fucking cool.
Yeah,
I love me some fucking New Breed. And then the biggest compliment is I went to Wildside one time, and after my match, Sean Royal come up to me and said, hey, man, that was some good flying. I went, oh, thank you, sir. But, yeah, I fucking love the New Breed. Oh, my God. Well, they were just so far ahead of their time, dude.
I don't know if you know it, but like the first, well, not my first.
Chris is the one that gave y'all's gimmick, right? Or told y'all to get together?
Yeah, he put us together.
But he told y'all to do it together.
Yeah, and suggested the hubcap and things like that. But the first ring jacket as PG-13 on Memphis television that I was wearing, that red one with the silver gimmick on the one.
Yeah, because I fucking do remember that.
That was a New Breed jacket, man. That was a New Breed jacket.
Oh wow!
Hell yeah!
How cool is that?
Dude, I love them. They come out with the little space things and the fucking when they was in the wreck, he did the bionic arm thing.
Yes,
fucking cool.
Talking about from the future and shit.
I know.
And they did shit that was ahead of their time. I mean, they really fucking did.
Chris always thought outside the box, man. He was always a forward thinker, man. I mean, people have their opinions.
So was he a Tennessee guy or a Florida guy?
He's originally from Florida, but ended up here.
Okay.
And but man, me and Chris used to come up with gimmicks and stuff. Like he kind of took me under his wing when I was younger. And, me and Jamie did that cyberpunk thing, which I came up with in Mexico and drew it and had the guy make the suits. But the original idea for the cyberpunks was me and Chris. Me and Chris were making these drawings. We were going to make these suits. It was around the time he did the Ninja Turtle, and we were going to make these suits that had foam on them and these little earpieces with, all this shit. And we just never got to do it. Like these days, it would be so much easier, quicker, and cheaper to make. But back then was a different story. But we had an idea to be the crash test dummies at one point.
I love that gimmick.
Oh, wow.
We were going to dress up like them and just kind of throw each other, obviously take crazy bumps, but then, as our offense, we'd use each other to, hurt our opponents. And so we always were coming up with crazy shit like that, man.
Hey, let me ask you something. I know this is your fucking show, but what's the worst advice that you was ever given as a wrestler that you regret?
Ooh, this is a good question.
Worst advice I was ever given. Worst advice I was ever given.
And I am 1,000% still in this question. Thank you, Chris.
Oh, you're welcome. Call it the Chris Hamrick question.
Of course.
Well, can I give you mine?
Yeah.
Don't take pictures with the boys. I fucking regret that to this day. Oh, my God. I could have had so many pictures. I never took one with Chris Champion, and I wish I had.
Yeah.
And I wish I took, a million more with Chris Candido.
Yeah.
And it's stupid because, Candido was my friend. You know what I'm saying? So, me taking a picture with my friend, but you just didn't want to look bad in front of the boy. You know what I'm saying? And that's such stupid advice.
And there would have been guys, though. Here's the thing. When we broke in, there would have been guys that would have humiliated you.
Right. Yeah. Because it didn't happen then.
Yeah.
Well, you fucking Mark, why don't you go buy a ticket?
Yeah, here's another part of it. We didn't have, readily accessible, camera phones or whatever. We didn't carry cameras around all the time. That's the other.
Right.
If you, there was the whole thing of, not going out. You would have got fired for going out, being seen with, an opponent or something like that. Memphis.
Yeah, baby faces and heels together.
But there was also no internet to put this brand new picture that you just took with your opponent. So,
exactly.
lot of variables there again. But yes, that's a huge. And I don't know if it was advice. I don't know who said no, never take. I mean, I guess it was kind of advice. You know, it was.
I guess it just came up. You kind of grew into it in the wrestling. You know what I'm saying? You heard it somewhere, and you're like, oh, well, that does make sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But then when you think about it now, you're like, that was so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So fucking stupid.
So many people, man, that I wish I had a picture with that I was around, man, you know. Yeah.
I know. You wish you got your picture with me, dog. Dreams come true. It could happen.
It'll come true. Yeah, man, that's a good answer for things that you regret, for sure. And I've, recently I've seen a lot of people say that, man. A lot of old timers do say the same thing, man. But you just didn't.
I tell young guys now, I said, hey, get your pictures when you can, dog. Nobody's promised tomorrow. Fuck what people think.
Amen.
Yeah. But at the same time, you don't have to display them all right now tonight. You know what I mean? If you just work the guy, I say, yeah, they know it's a work, but don't rub it in their fucking face. I know magic's not real, but don't show me how you did the tricks. I'd rather you fool me for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the thing that gets me about selling. They don't realize the more people sell, the stronger you look.
Yeah.
And it's just so fucking stupid. Oh, well, that makes me look weak. I'll punch you right in your fucking face. You're a heel. You're supposed to look weak, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Or, that'll make me look stupid. They don't realize the dumber they look, the more the match is going to get over for the heel.
Yeah.
I mean, like me and my buddy one time, we come out as heels, and we came out to the theme of the Titanic. Mm-hmm. And we won the belts, and when we won the belts, he stood in the corner, and I stood holding him like we were jacking the other bitch. And so that guys in the back were like, man, how they talk y'all into doing that? I went, motherfucker, it's my idea. Go fuck yourself. Did you hear the people? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just don't get it, dude.
No.
They just don't get it, and it's a shame, too.
Yeah, it is, man.
Work smarter, not harder. And when you do that, when you get old enough in the business to finally realize that fucking means something, then nobody accuses you of being lazy. And I'm like, fuck you, whatever. It's so stupid.
Yeah. Well, this my final question that I have is, and it kind of ties into what you were just talking about, Chris. What are somebody just asked this to Wolfie, and I always like asking this question. What are some of your wrestling pet peeves as far as current guys?
Oh God, fucking, two of the main ones is you've got a tag match and the heel, the babyface, they'll draw the babyface in, the referee turn around, and they do absolutely nothing behind the referee's back. Right. And I went, what's the fucking use of turning the referee around if you're not going to do anything? And then the second is, like, if I shoot you in the corner and I turn around and my back's to you and I never look around to see if you're there and I just take off running, I just clued everybody in that, hey, I know he's there. You know what I'm saying? Just little shit like that, man, that could just be fixed so easy, but nobody thinks about it.
Yeah. It is the little things, a lot of the little things, man.
But here's the thing. Here's the way I look at it. I don't know who trained these motherfuckers. It was probably, because now you can wrestle 6 months and you can open up a fucking training school, and people see that, well, he is cheaper than somebody that's got a name value. So here's my question. If he couldn't make himself a fucking star, how's he going to make you one?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He may be free, but you get what you pay for.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man.
No doubt.
Well, it's been a interesting conversation.
Hilarious.
Board, I think. Yeah, we've been all over the board.
Thank you very much.
So, tell the listeners the promotion in your area again that you guys run.
It's HWA Heritage Wrestling Alliance, and it's in Rutherford, North Carolina.
Okay.
And they do every 2 weeks, and they've got some good talent. And then they've got some that fucking already think they know everything there is. You train for 2 weeks, you get put on show, and training's done.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
But it's been that way, for quite a while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, unfortunately that's part of the indies, man.
Because the promoter thinks, well, he'll work for nothing, and he'll help with the ring, and he'll bring his family, so that's a go-go. You fucking idiot.
I
hate promoters.
You hate people.
I hate people, period. I'm getting a shirt. Hey, so my shirt coming up was going to be winning pays the same as losing, and then the back was going to say just less effort.
All right, Chris, man. Jimmy, do you got a segment called Ask Wolfie D? Anything coming up?
We do, actually. Yes, sir.
Son of a bitch.
Can I ask one?
Yeah.
You've already asked 2.
Why do you watch WWE, Mark?
Because for some reason it's entertained me as of late. And
hey, I'll just tell you what, I'll give them credit for the bloodline. They've kept that shit going on, and it's pretty entertaining.
Yeah, it's actually, honestly, it's entertained me lately, and I'm telling you, man, they're kind of going back to an older school style with some. It's not bad. It's not bad at all, man. They're really doing good, in my opinion. And yeah, man, I don't know, something to do, I guess. and hell, I guess there's you asked me what was bad advice, and I'll tell you,
right?
I think this kind of, it might be it right here, was, in Memphis, and was really the only place that it just seemed like there's such a negative locker room thing where the guys, you come back from the ring and, somebody be like, oh, that was the shits, even though you just tore it the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? That's like one of the only places I've ever been that was like that. And then also,
really?
You're a mark. Oh yeah. You're a mark if you fucking watch wrestling, and to a certain extent, I agree, because like, I don't. We're all marks, so we wouldn't be in the business. For sure. But that was kind of the thing, is, what are you watching wrestling for? What, you shouldn't watch wrestling. And once I got in the business, the only person I watched was myself. Now that may sound conceited, but the only reason I watched myself was to critique myself and see, okay, I don't need to ever fucking do that again, or I need to improve that, or that looks really good and I need to keep doing it. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah, that's like I used to watch me do the bump. I'd be like, what the fuck are you thinking? I'm never doing that again. Then in that show, you're like, hey, let's do the bump.
Yeah,
fuck, okay.
Right. So, yeah, I think just as of late, I mean, fuck, dude, I'm not gonna lie, I miss being in the ring. There's parts of the business that I miss, and believe me, the parts that I don't fucking miss.
Right, people.
Yeah,
fuck people.
Yeah, some of the goofs is what I don't miss. Both in the back.
Well, see, here's what. Okay, and I'm not gonna say all people, because there are some fans out there, that come and enjoy the matches. You know what I'm saying? But then you've got these other motherfuckers that sit there and watch the match and wait for you to fuck up or boring, or if you ain't got the fucking balls to be in our business, don't come and critique it. You know what I'm saying? And that's all it is. It's motherfuckers that are too scared to get in the business. Oh, well, I'll make a stand out. They'll listen to me. You fucked up. Oh,
yeah.
What the fuck ever?
Right.
And I told one guy one night, I was like, look, motherfucker, if you're not walking through that curtain, you're not part of this show. Sit down and shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Well, all right, man. It's been great talking to you, catching up with you. I'm sure the folks have enjoyed it. And we will later, and everybody else, we will be right back with Ask Wolfie D Anything.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, man. I had fun. I hope y'all did.
Yes, sir.
Man, for sure.
It was a blast.
All right, buddy.
Hey, DJ, hit that music. All right, we are back with Ask Wolfie D Anything, and man, oh man, Chris Hamrick, bro.
I told you he was a hack.
He's not.
No, I love Chris. I really do. I really like Chris. Hella worker, old school, and just he's a good guy. Me and him just give each other shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, and no, that makes sense. You got to have that, man. It's camaraderie, but it's also kind of competition, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But the cool thing, man, is he told some good stories. He's from Mooresboro, North Carolina. So yeah, North Carolina boy, obviously very influenced by Ricky Morton. And yeah, the Hamrick bump, man. Would you ever do the Hamrick bump?
Man, I don't know. I mean, I could probably figure it out. I'm just not sure. See, he really never told us how did you really land on that? I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know if he flat backed it. God, surely not. He had to put some feet in there somewhere, but
you would hope, bro. Like something.
Good deal for him.
Yeah, it is a good deal for him, man. But I'm like thinking, man, taking that as a straight flat back.
Hey,
bro.
You know how you always tell me that you do some of those, what is it, the meta AI things or whatever?
Yeah,
and when we put that on there, it said, "Tell me more about the Hamrick bump."
I know, I saw that.
And meta AI was like, well, it probably means that he did something it didn't know.
I did see that. Tell me more about the Hamrick bump. I love that. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Oh, meta AI.
It couldn't tell us. It couldn't.
No, it doesn't have a clue. Exactly. I mean, we've proved that already. So to find out that it's getting older and it still doesn't have a clue, man, it sounds like me. But anyway. Yeah, ditto. So the very first one on this very special Ask Wolfie D is from Bobby Murray from Facebook. And he says, whose idea was it to make Just Incredible a member of PG-13 in USWA?
PG-187. That was what they called him. And I'm pretty sure that was Dutch. That was a Dutch period, I believe. I'm almost 100% on that.
Okay.
Almost 100% on that. I can't really remember, but pretty sure that was Dutch.
And I mean, dude,
there was a time where Dutch came in, Randy took a break, and then right before the end, yeah, I think that was a Dutch gimmick.
Gotcha. Okay. That's cool, man. I dig that. But, you know, it makes sense on paper for sure. Did y'all get along pretty well?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And then, I worked, we knew him from ECW. We knew him from WWE. And, I worked with him in TNA while Jamie was locked up. But yeah, we don't talk now. I'm not sure why. I've tried to contact him a few times, but another one of those people that was just don't know, man.
Lost to time, man. Lost to time.
Yeah.
Never know, right? You
he
never
always
know.
Puts things out there. He wants to come on people's podcasts, but evidently ours ain't one of them.
Oh, well. Maybe one day this place will get Just Incredible, Maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't want to settle for Just Incredible, though. I want to be amazing. Anyway, bad joke. All right. Well, thank you for that question, Bobby. Appreciate it as always. Hope that answered the question for you. The next one we got here is from John Lewis 6198 on YouTube. And John is actually a great listener, man. He listens to every podcast when they drop. He loves the old Memphis stuff. He always supports us on YouTube and always has great stuff to say. So we thank you, John. Definitely appreciate you as a listener. So he says, I got a question, and if it takes too much time to answer on here, maybe you can answer it on one of your episodes. So that's what we're going to do, John. He says, how do the heels get paid compared to the baby faces? The baby faces get to sell a lot more merchandise at the tables, and it's the heels that help them look like the heroes. Talk about that.
Well, I mean, that's kind of an old school mentality. I mean, if you're talking about like WWE or something, I mean, that's a non-discussion. It doesn't matter. But yeah, at the indie level, and honestly, like at some of them, they don't take that to consideration, when they should. And I always had a problem with that. There's been a few places where I've worked where, we want, meet and greet. We want the heels to go out there and the baby faces. I'm like, no, I'm a heel. Yeah. I'm not going out there.
Yeah.
I don't want to sell. I mean, I'd like to sell, but no, you're paying me. And this is why I make my price like it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't want to go out there and sit next to the baby faces. Then I'm fixing to wrestle later.
Right. It makes no sense.
It's one of those things where I always say, don't rub it in their face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. On a much smaller level, when I was doing my managing gimmick, okay, there was a certain promotion that was doing a big signing, and maybe you were there. Let's just say that you might tell you where this was. And I remember going out there at the floor, and every one of the baby faces and some of the heels were out there, and they were all just sitting there. And I looked over at you and I said, Wolfie, should I be out here? And you were like, no. And I don't know if you meant like I think I know what you meant, obviously, and I took it as, hey, you're a heel, get in the back. But, and I said, so I think I'm going to the back. And that's what I told the guy. And he was like, well, if you don't want to sign any autographs. And I'm like, I don't think I will, bro.
No, it's just stupid, man.
I want these people to hate me, you know?
Exactly. Why do you want them to come up to you and, hey, this is my little child, and he likes you? No, I don't want your child to like me. I don't want your child to like me tonight. I'm sorry. I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, I'm the bad guy. Let me wear, black and be the bad guy. But I don't know, man. It was just weird. And I went back to the back, and there was some of the old timers like Tim Ernesto was back there. I'm telling where this is basically, but Tommy Heggie, they were all in the back because guess what? They weren't going to go out there. You know what I'm saying? And anyway, man, I remember that, and I was like, man, I shouldn't have gone out there at all. Why did I do that? And because they emptied the locker room, and only the real heels stayed in the back. Anyway, yeah. All right. So I want to ask this question. I've asked you this to the side before, kind of as a precursor to this show, but I do want to bring this up. So Michael Gross from Facebook asked this question. He says, so can Jimmy across the street and you tackle a question? Favorite dropped or go nowhere storyline in wrestling? Now, hold on. Don't answer that yet, Wolf. Thanks. We need to work together. Well, yeah, Michael, tell us what we're working with, man, and we'll work together. But this is the other thing. Was there ever a story, and I know this kind of stumped us because we're not the historians maybe you think we are, but anyway, was there ever a storyline that got dropped for you that you were upset about, or it let you down that it got dropped?
Man, I honestly I can't remember anything like that. I'm sure there was things that I don't say dropped, probably got changed a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Whether it was, this, back in the Smoky Mountain days with USWA,
yeah,
Tracy and Ricky got in an argument, and then one of them couldn't be there, and blah blah blah. So we had to substitute people. Yeah. That was disappointing.
Yeah,
but we just changed players.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that was, here we're going this way, and all of a sudden we're not. There could have been, famous Buddy Wayne story he tried to make up. We told this on here a few times of, he wanted to switch the titles on a Friday night at his show, and me and Jamie walked out on him. So that'll be it. That's going to be one of the next cartoons, by the way.
I can't wait. Oh my God, I can't
wait.
Is
the goddamn prima donna son of bitches.
I cannot wait. Oh my God. That's going to be great. Guys, if you haven't seen the cartoon, I don't know what you're waiting on. It's on YouTube, The Knife Fight. There's even a PG-13 version. So,
turn it down. Bill Apter, the godfather of wrestling
media,
Yeah, the godfather of wrestling media. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'll never forget, man, going to the newsstands, going to get wrestling magazines, but for the first time knowing that I might be in this one, and going to the newsstands and picking them up, man, and that was our YouTube.
Yeah,
that was our YouTube. I couldn't just upload shit. I just had to hope that somebody put me in there.
Yeah. How did that feel when you first saw yourself in there?
Bro, you have no idea. I've got a tote full of magazines out here that, I could pull them all out, man, and it's pretty cool, man. But that's awesome.
Bless him. And the other thing, I want to kind of finish the other question. I think that's actually, you answered it in that answer. I think the dropped storyline was that Smoky Mountain couldn't bring the feud to them, and I think that's the best.
Yeah. Well,
that it couldn't continue
because of money. Yeah.
Right. But anyway, I think that had it continued to Smoky Mountain, man, that could have been a feud that for the ages. So anyway,
Absolutely.
I think that's my answer. Actually, that's a great one. So yeah, but anyway, that's all I got, buddy.
All you got?
Yeah. Feel better.
Well, I'll keep taking my COVID pills and my antibiotics and all this stuff and try to get rid of this voice. And we appreciate y'all tuning in. And I don't know what else to say, man. it's just got me in that position where I'm like, oh Lord, I feel like shit. But thank you guys for tuning in. Chris Hamrick was funny, and next week hope to have a few other guests that are funny too. So
yeah,
love you guys.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling, the podcast that's based on the old school but can still help you find the good stuff from today. Jimmy Street and the Plastic Sheik, Jared, are the undisputed tag team champions of the wrestling podcast world. From thought-provoking topics to superstar interviews to action figure expertise. This team does it all, and all they ask is, give me back my pro wrestling! Every other Thursday, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Saturday, July 20th, 6:30 p.m. in Murfreesboro, USWO Wrestling is back with our next big event. And oh boy, is it going to be a banger. This night will be a special benefit for the family of Hot Rod Biggs.
That's right, Lloyd. It's gonna be a banger as your main event is a battle of TNA former OGs. That's right, TNA Originals, James Storm, the Cowboy, taking on David Young in an 8-man tag Legends match. It's Steve Morton, Shane Morton, Ben Jordan, and Steve Neely, the Wild Boys, with Jerry Lynn Morton in their corner, taking on the Great Mephisto and Dante, with Forsaken and Corey Cruz, and Cannibal Lecter will be in their corner. In a number 1 contenders match for the USWO Championship, LT Falk, the son of a legend, Mr. 110%, takes on newcomer Chris Crow. For the USWO Television Championship, Brandon Wolf with Cool Cat Taylor takes on Tavon Jordan. Who is the real Saul champion as current Saul champion Sean Hurley takes on self-proclaimed champion Majestic. In a 3-way dance we have Drew Weatherby taking on LVK and Kevin Weatherby. It's the Juggernaut John Irons is taking on Cousin Condrey one more time. For the USWO Tag Team Champions, your new champions, Cody Carter and Damian Wayne, defend against Jeremiah Plunkett and a partner of his choosing. Tickets available online at uswotix.com.
Also appearing as part of the live meet and greet at 5 p.m. will be local legends Booty Call with the Goddess Athena, Yukon Jack, Tony Falk Hammerjack, with over 40 top stars from the past and present set to appear live at the Armory in Murfreesboro. Tickets on sale now at uswotix.com. Front row only $20, general admission only $15, under 5 free with paid adult.
Hey everybody, Gene Jackson here, inviting you to check out the Retro Wrestling Review, where each week I'm joined by some great co-hosts who help me review classic episodes of USWA Championship Wrestling, and right now we are doing week-by-week reviews of 1993. But we don't just do reviews, sometimes we get a chance to interview some of the people who were there and lived it, plus do watch-alongs. It's a lot of fun, so check out new episodes that drop every Wednesday at WrestleCopia.com. And to find links to everything associated to the podcast, you can go to uswapodcast.com.
That's right, it's the Talk of Middle Tennessee, the channel you love to hate and the channel you hate to love. It's Brian Turner from Brian Turner's VHS Rehab. And if you're looking for matches from Wolfie D to Jerry Lawler to Dusty Rhodes and the team that put a pimp before your eyes and a goatee between your thighs, Booty Call and Athena, go to lostwrestling.com. See, I made it easy for you. Brian Turner's VHS Rehab. Booyah.
Hey, it's the Heat Miser Scotty Blaze, and I'm inviting all of y'all to join me on my brand new podcast, Turning Up the Heat with the Heat Miser Scotty Blaze. So what are you waiting for? Come on over and join me. I'll be covering all the events of the day, global, national, pop culture, movies, gaming, whatever sounds interesting. But I'll also be playing some awesome skating shuffle music from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. Anything that has a good beat, I'm going to be playing it. You can rest assured. Come on over, TUTHradio.com. The podcast is on every major podcast platform. See you then.
So that was another great episode. Hey, Wolfie, tell them where they can find you on social media.
Jimmy, they can find me in the club, bottle full of bub. I'm just kidding. They can find me on Facebook. My personal page is Warren Wolf, WLFE. I'm on Instagram at Warren Wolf 13.
You can always find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Live Wolfie D. Here's the thing. Wolfie always has offers for his autographed photos. He has a selection of some awesome photos from throughout his career that he will autograph and personalize any way that you want him to. Just contact him either directly at his personal Facebook page or through any one of our other pages, and we'll make sure you get in contact directly with Wolfie. Get those photos, right, Wolfie?
Yeah, I've got some good stuff on there, to help with the podcast.
Folks, if you can't get out to a show to meet Wolfie D, there's nothing like that, especially for the fans of PG-13 and Wolfie D. And before we go, you can always find me, your host, Jimmy Street, at James Rock Street on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
And hey, Jimmy, before we go real quick, I just want to add in there, from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate, first of all, the work you've done for this podcast. You have worked your butt off. Secondly, the people that are liking the page. Beyond that, even more, is the people that are listening, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah, and remember, guys, the podcast drops a new episode every Monday at noon, and our past episodes are streaming now on demand on all major podcast formats. Thanks again.
I got a cap for your dome. He got a cap for your dome. I got a cap for your dome. He got a cap for your dome. He got a cap for your dome. And here we go. The original white boy that came out sagging, not bragging, don't be hating, cause I'm spitting the truth. Still livin' in color. From rush your mother, utilize a hubcap unlike any other. Back in the day, I was N-O-D, and I was P to the G, plus the 1 and the 3. In case you forgot, they call me Wolfie D. Been cloned and copied so many times, tired of suckers taking credit for what is mine. You know who you are without me name dropping. Wrestling's first white boy coming out hip-hopping. Been doing it like this since 92. Laid low for a while and you thought I was through. Listen real close to these rhymes that I've injected. This shit's so sick it makes your ears get infected. Mad skills, no faking, there is no one great. Cause I'm bringing more folks than Obi-Wan or Vader. Not here to play games, so you better beware. You don't like me, so what? I really don't care. Like time I keep ticking and I can't be stopped. You sucker step to the side unless you wanna get dropped. With my finish, I'll straight knock you out. Please allow me to tell you what it's all about. I'm gonna wind it up, then I'm driving it home. It's Ricky D, baby. I got a cap for your dome. I got a cap for your dome. We got a cap for your dome. We got a cap for your dome.
This has been a James Rock Street production.